For students at the University of Oregon, the number of resources available to help them succeed is countless, and some of the best resources come from an obvious source: the library. The libraries at the U of O have some of the best resources, and according to some librarians, the best resources are also some of the most basic.
I think the two things that spring to mind most quickly are the space and the people. The library as a site not only that provides resources, but that provides space that those resources can be used. I think the space is a really big deal.
But when most people think of the university's libraries, they think of Knight Library. But, in fact, it's the Science Library that has some of the most unique resources available.
The resources that the Science Library has that the other libraries don't have on campus are things that are specifically for the sciences, to support the sciences. So we have an anatomy room for helping students who are studying anatomy and physiology. And it's actually not an underutilized resource, it's something that people use a lot. So this had been storage for oversized materials, and we repainted, put up some things, and then we put these shelves in so you could have all of these cool models. Things are kind of in disarray, partly because they're getting used so much. We have bones, and we also have models that you can use to study, and then we have some posters on the wall, and we also have some of the resources. They're some of the other materials that people use for studying.
But what are some of the resources that students might find most useful?
In fact, last term I took a Spanish cinema class, and the video archive came in very handy. I was required to come watch movies at least once a week to discuss in class. And then it was nice to be able to come back and watch them again and writing papers and doing projects on these movies.
But despite all of the high-tech resources, librarians see themselves as one of the most underutilized.
I would like to see students use librarians more, just because I think that when you're working on a project or a student is doing research on their own, it's a process that they absolutely can complete on their own, but that they might be able to better complete with intervention from a librarian.
I think one of the least used resources is us, the reference librarians. We teach and we do reference, and we really love working with college students and researchers, and I feel like everyone thinks that they should know how to find information, and although it's easy to get overwhelmed with information, there's a lot of stuff that everyone pays for that they don't even really know it exists.
The librarians have been very helpful here. As far as helping me find particular books or letting me know about books that I've requested in from other libraries.
But the university's libraries also offer resources that can make learning fun. For instance, the video game section of the Science Library.
I'm also the computer science librarian, and I hoped that if people were able to play the games, that they'd also think about how to make them. And then also they're a really important part of our society, so I wanted people to be able to play them or use them in class, and still and be able to use them no matter if you had your own setup or not. You can also check out the consoles, because I didn't want somebody to not be able to play a game just because they didn't have a console. And we'll check out the whole console. We have extra controllers that come with cords, microphones. You can check out Rock Band if you're a group. And they all come in a nice carry bag. And they all check out for about 60 hours.
And for cinema study students, the library can offer resources that will make your life much easier.
Well, the two big things that the library offers cinema study students right now, the first is equipment checkout, cameras, shotgun microphones, tripods, etc., that circulate only to cinema study students who are currently taking production classes. The other thing is that I think the cinema studies lab up on the second floor is the nicest computer lab on campus. It's just a wonderful space, and the people who worked on that put a lot of work into making sure that it was comfortable and useful, and also, it's available to serve a really broad portion of the university population.
So the next time a professor assigns you a big project, be sure to ask yourself, am I utilizing all of my resources?